for the thumbnail shot?
It didn't ask me for thumbnail shot or the name of the video. Well, we're going to learn today. What up, y'all? Black Image Entertainment. I'm Cutthroat.
This is Holy War 007.
So apparently we're not doing a leader video because we already did a leader video. So we
video a long time ago.
Well, it's still trash. So we're going to do Endgame?
I think we can shoot an Endgame one.
Go ahead.
Dang.
I didn't like it. I didn't like the last Marvel movie I liked was Black Panther.
That's funny. I truly wasn't in love with Black Panther. I just liked what Black Panther more or less stood for.
That I agree with you. I'll even take it a step further. I liked what Michael B. Jordan stood for in the movie. His character, Killmonger, more than I like the actual movie.
Which is my cosplay. I cosplay as a Killmonger. But the big thing, I know this is going to be we're jumping all the way to Black Panther. But anything, I enjoyed the way Black Panther was put together, the world building, everything like that.
Okay.
But the big thing about Black Panther was the least thing I enjoyed about Black Panther was Black Panther.
Yeah.
And so I enjoyed everything else about.
And he's a good actor.
He's a great actor, and I enjoyed Black Panther. Thought Black Panther was the greatest thing in Civil War, because when I saw Civil War, I was like, fuck every last one of those other characters. I want to know more about Black Panther because his role was awesome in that. It was short, concise, and everything like that. The only thing that rivaled that in that movie was Spider-Man, because that was a very good Spider-Man introduction. But anyway, going back to Black Panther movie, Black Panther was the least interesting part of Black Panther. Everything else was interesting, between the world, the villain, the family, the customs, everything, the vibranium, just everything else in that world that they created was more interesting than Black Panther. That's what I'm trying to get at.
If you want to go there, name the last movie where that recipe doesn't apply to. I'm going to say the last time a title movie was interesting, like the movie was interesting, including the main character, was probably back to the introduction of Guardians of the Galaxy. And I think every movie since then, I'm willing to say, I'm going through them right now. I'm willing to say that every movie since Guardian of the Galaxy, that the least interesting thing about the Marvel movies have been the marquee characters. Everything around them was good. That brings us back to Endgame. I didn't give a shit about half of the Marvel characters are gone. And the ones that they left, they don't even, it's almost like they don't even make you try to give a shit about them. Scarlet Witch running around, she boohooing.
You mean Scarlett Johansson? Scarlet Witch was.
Yeah, she was the
Black Widow.
Yeah, Black Widow. Scarlett Johansson. Captain America hiding, doing his whatever. Tony injured. Where else you want me to go? Let's see, who's left?
The
that was probably the most interesting character. That corny Hulk shit.
I didn't like the Hulk.
And you know, their best character, their best material, and I'm gonna just go ahead and give it to Thanos. They had him as like a subline, pretty much the whole movie. You know, if you were to think about Infinity Wars before you were going to go and see it, you would imagine that Infinity Wars would consist of two things. The Avengers running around scrambling, trying to prevent their ass from getting whooped, and Thor running around just whooping ass with the Infinity Stone. You done spent 19.
You said Thor. You said Thor.
You sure?
Yeah.
Well, I'll be able to see that on the replay. Anyway, Thanos, you done spent 19 movies of this fool gathering these stones. And you don't get to see him fight with the stones. Not one time in the movie. The most interesting character that they've been spent the past decade writing about, they literally wrote him as a sideline in his marquee movie. He didn't even show up until half of the movie.
No, he died in the first 2 seconds of the movie.
And then you're right. And then you didn't see him again for another hour.
No, it's 2 hours, almost 3, because it's a 3-hour movie.
No, you remember when they mixed the two robots before he came back? Yeah, they gave him a little cameo, and then, like you said, you spend another 2.5 hours from the time that he died at the beginning of the movie to that fight at the end.
Because honestly, you can argue that Thanos was the best part in Infinity War.
Right.
Because that's what made Infinity War
good.
So damn good.
Yeah. Because you're following him around as he's collecting the stones.
And like you can see everything that he went through, as in his power, his thought, his hurt, his strength, his sacrifice, like everything. And by the end of the movie, you can understand his reasoning.
Right.
Like, to a certain extent. Granted, it's not the right way, but you understand where he's coming from.
Right.
And so that's what makes a really good villain, going all the way back to Black Panther, which is same thing with Killmonger.
You can understand
where he's coming from.
Right.
It's pretty right. He's just going about it the wrong way.
Right.
And so that's why Infinity War was so damn good, and that's why I ranked that one way better than Endgame. And I've been to the internet, and everybody's like, Endgame is the best movie ever. And I'm like,
no.
Endgame is the best so-so movie ever, because it was so-so. And so I was let down, and I saw it back to back in the movie theater. I spent 7 hours in the movie theater in the same seats watching this movie, just in case I missed something the first time through. So anyway, as like you were saying, the best part of the movie, best character, they killed off in the very beginning, and this back in time travel stuff was cool to a certain extent, because it was nice to see the stuff that you saw back then and these past 10 years of watching Marvel movies, to see them from a different angle through different people's eyes. I mean, that was cool and all, but when you take it for what it is as a story to progress all the way through, it was a lot to be desired.
And so that's why that's why we're going back through them. Like I said in the last video, I just watched Thor 3 days ago. There were so many callbacks. It was 2.5 hours of let's basically recap the last 19 movies. They went all the way back to the first Iron Man,
to the first Avengers movie. It was cool to see those comebacks, and then when it came down to the final battle, like, I had zero cares. Yeah. Well, no, I would take that back. I'll take that back. I was
everybody liked the Captain America Mjolnir scene.
Yeah, so that was very cool. I'm going to go back and say the only scene that really gave me some, I was in my feels, is what they call it nowadays for you young people, was when Black Widow died, because it was so unexpected. It was unexpected to me, because at that point, it was like Clint or Black Widow, and it was like one of them were gonna have to die, and that was probably the most tension I felt in that movie was that scene because it's like that one of them had to die, and that was a very cool scene right there. That was a callback to directly the movie before it, which was a very well put together scene. I enjoyed that part. Now, the Captain America getting to use Mjolnir scene had very good, but it was wasted when Thanos didn't end up killing him on the battlefield. So I feel that every strong emotional tension moment was wasted to have a happier, softer ending.
Right, because my stepmom, she saw the movie and she saw Infinity Wars, and she said that she doesn't like Infinity Wars at all because it ended where basically the bad guy won. And so,
and that's why I liked it.
I think that's why I liked it too, because it's like when they did Endgame, they placated to the masses, and the masses like it. The masses, they love the shit out of the movie. So I guess it was successful for what it was. Maybe we're a little bit hard because we see so many movies, but there are people just raving, like you said, it's the most awesome movie ever. I just don't think it was that awesome, but we have different opinions in those.
But it was good. It was entertaining. I didn't fall asleep in 3 hours. I didn't have to go pee in 3 hours. It was good. It was just not the greatest thing since sliced bread. And so,
which movie is better?
Ooh, it's gonna be super easy. Go for it. I know this is gonna be an easy question. I know this is gonna be easy. Go.
Endgame or Captain Marvel?
Endgame. Okay. It's like I said, it was easy. Just saying.
So you would agree that it's still one of the top Marvel presentations. So if you were going through all 20 of the movies, it would definitely make your top 5. Now you gotta think about it. This is why we do these videos.
I don't think it would make the top 5 cut. I know it would make the top 10, but I don't think it would make the top 5.
Really?
Yeah. Okay.
Well, like I said, I'm re-going through them now, and I'm pushing Thor. The first Thor, I'm pushing that way down.
So so when you complete this, we'll make another video of your list in order.
All that being said, Endgame, I give it a 6.5. I don't want to give it a 7. I don't want to give it a 7.
You give Captain Marvel a 7 or 8.
Yeah, you know why?
Fuck you and fuck your face. Fuck your
you know
ratings,
why? Because
everything
I like
fuck everything you're about right now.
The age of Samuel.
Your shit don't matter. Whatever you say doesn't matter.
Everything around Captain Marvel was good.
Fuck you. Fuck this.
The presentation was
fuck
good.
Mobb Deep.
Fuck Biggie and the Bad Boy at the record label and that's the motherfucking crew. You want to be down with the niggas? So anyway, yeah, I still would. You know why? Because I'll be honest. You may be right. We're not done yet. We're not done yet.
Here should have been done.
Here's why I'm agree with you. I went into Endgame I was already pissed off when I walked into Endgame because there was no X-Men. So yeah, I think I am rating Endgame lower than what I would normally rate it if I didn't know anything about this story going into the movie. But I've been pissed pretty much since, I guess, Guardian of the Galaxy, because that's when they should have started incorporating the X-Men.
They couldn't.
Disney hadn't bought Fox by that time.
I know, so they couldn't.
But I'm saying that's what we need to, reboot or redo it or something.
So my whole thing is what I'm going to
Your
ask
thing.
you.
You
I'm
calling
going-
the thing again?
Yes, I'm calling the pun thing.
Okay.
My thing. This is my thing. Right here. Mine. So, since everybody in the movie industry is all about reboots and rehashes and everything
Uh-oh.
this,
You should be another video. Go ahead.
do you want them to rehash the whole Infinity War saga of the Avengers, starting from square one with all new characters, incorporating the Fantastic Four and X-Men and all that, and twine those into the full Infinity War storyline and redo the whole thing for the full reboot of sitting through 10 years of 22 fucking movies?
With X-Men.
Yes.
I would see that, but not in 10 years. If they could, because they own this Fox now, if they would reboot it with young characters, young actors, and put the same effort in, I would even rewatch origin movies. So let's just say, for instance, 20 movies. You come out with what, 5 a year? 4 or 5 a year? So you release one every quarter, introduce your new characters, and then by the time, let's just say this 20-something-year-old, by the time the new saga is rebooted with the mutants in there, then you start doing your new shit with your new established Avengers and giving them their own, this new arc that you want to develop. Yeah, I would invest in that. I sure as hell would.
So my question is,
And fix all your fuck ups. Don't be changing to Terrence Howard between Iron Man 1 and 2. Fix that shit. Don't.
Like my chick loves Terrence Howard, and she was so pissed.
I was pissed too. Don't do that shit. What else did y'all fuck up? Don't tell that terrible Iron Man 3 story. Whatever. Don't reboot that shit. All your fuck ups. What else you want to talk about? Maybe we could skip Thor Dark World. Just give me Ragnarok in the first one. You know what I'm saying? Don't fuck that up. What else we want to talk about? Fix all your fuck ups. Give me my mutants. Release one every quarter. You got my money. You got 5 years worth of money right there on the table.
So would you still have Quicksilver alive? And would you let him would you let him be a mutant, or would you rather him be a
No,
creation?
you gotta tell it like the comics. He's a mutant.
Okay.
He's a mutant. The X-Men should already be in the picture by then. Yeah, they might be doing their own thing. Granted, yeah, that's true. But it ain't gonna be we gonna have this Infinity War fight and not tell the real ending with Wolverine and Xavier, because they were basically the ones that made it even work. They were the only reasons that they were even able to remotely get close to taking the stone. So how do you tell an Infinity? Well, the bullshit that we just got. That's how you tell an Infinity War story without the X-Men. So yes, I said all that to say I agree with you. I am being a little hard on End Wars or Endgame because I was pissed off going into the movie. I'm like, I'm glad this shit's finally over. Let's see what kind of bullshit ending that they come up with. And that's exactly what I got. And then all the cheesy, we're going to put all the girls together. We're going to put these characters, and we're going to pose. Only to get 30 seconds of all the actors on the screen at the same time. Not even 30. Was it? I guess it had to be 30 seconds because they literally had to pan to every. They should have just showed them all together like in a bunch. Don't still section them off. I want them all together. I've been watching this shit for 20 years.
So you wanted a Street Fighter ending where they were all doing their ending poses, and you don't call that cheesy as fuck, man. But anyway, I'm just saying all the emotional stuff that movie could have been to where it would tug at your heart to where you remember it forever was wasted.
Yeah.
I think Captain America should have died in the battle, in a glorious battle. I think that should have happened.
That doesn't happen.
I don't give a shit. Does this literally follow what the comics did?
Hell no.
So they could have did that and made it a lot more cinematic. Iron Man, I guess he could have had his slow send off death or whatever. I guess that's fine. But I wouldn't. Thanos killed 0 people.
Yeah, if you're gonna tell an X-Men-less Infinity Wars, you pretty much need to kill off all your main characters. You need to kill off Fat Thor, Iron Man, Captain America. You basically kill off the core and then just leave them with a
honestly, he killed no one.
Yeah, in both movies. Yeah,
killed no one.
In both. Well, no, he killed.
I'm talking about in the final battle, and he's supposed to be powerful. He kills no one.
It's kind of fucked up. The only person that dies between both movies is Black Widow. Even have Iron Man hammering at the end of There's one person that died. You done watched 20 movies, there's one person that died.
And only 2 people died at the hands of Thanos. Loki and Heimdall. Of course he kills a nigga, but goddamn. Shit. That's the only motherfucker that they give him rights to kill as a nigga? Really? Man, fuck this movie.
Yeah, that's what I said. That being said, thank y'all for watching. We went long.
And they even brought Loki back, so the only motherfucker that's dead is Heimdall.
Well, we don't know if Heimdall's not back.
That nigga's dead.
No, Loki is technically supposed to be dead. I didn't see Loki. Oh, but he was at the funeral, wasn't he?
He wasn't at the funeral, but he escaped, which he wasn't supposed. He didn't escape in the original timeline, but he stole the Tesseract and escaped.
But that was in the original timeline.
No, it wasn't. That was when they went back.
Anyway.
So Loki's still alive, and Heimdall's still the only black guy that died. Good job.
And Black Widow.
Oh, because she has black in her name. This is Holy War 007.
Cut the Black Image Entertainment. We out. Peace.